All right, guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube channel. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and subscribe. If you are a member of the channel, massive respect to you lot. And how to become a member, please do click the join button. YouTube will help you along the way. If you have any trouble to find a join button and you know that you can still sign up, what you would do is go into the description and click the link from there. YouTube will still guide you along the way. So as you saw by the title, Omari Hutchinson continues to impress at Ipswich, and he's a potential reggae boy. And we have a few other reggae boys that we wanted to touch on, which is reggae boys abroad. We want to talk about what they have done, and definitely we have to talk about Hallgrimsson's winning ways continues, and how much we might have to rely on some of these players, because I have some news that might not sound good, you know. Yes, so maybe what Hallgrimsson is doing might just turn out to be even better than what we first expected. All right, so let me start by just blessing up the persons inside the chat. All right, we have AC, big up yourself, thanks for being here. Dark Beskar, big up yourself, thanks for being here. JKK, big up yourself, thanks for being here. Kevin Jones, big up yourself, thanks for being here. And at the half an hour point, I will definitely try to open the stream, so I saw my brother Pastor and those can try and come in and give his take. All right, yes. Osh Puppy, big up yourself, thanks for being here. Massive respect. So anyways, let me start by where we started the title from. All right, you know what, I'm gonna start with Hallgrimsson's team. Hallgrimsson's team, as what we said yesterday, they would have took on the let me make sure to give it exactly as how it was sent to me. All right, so yesterday, final score: Jamaica Reggae Boyz 2, Montego Bay United 0, and that was at West Pow Park. All right, and we talked about it overall, like as to who will be featuring in this one and what it entails, and after this what will happen. All right, so he played 3 games and won all 3 of them, which is impressive to me. All right, and not just impressive, they have said that they are getting, they like how the players them are actually responding, so that is nice for me. As I've said yesterday, it shows me that maybe this is, maybe we could turn out to rely on 1 or 2 of these guys. That is one. All right, yes, in case of any emergency, because I truly believe that emergencies will do come along the way, and it will be coming fast, just like we have maybe Shamar Nicholson and the Damar situation, Antonio situation. You might have a few more situations like that coming through for the upcoming game, the immediate upcoming game. You saw Jamal Lowe is out with injury and won't be back, so that means you can't even look to call upon him. Well, you have a few more that might have problems coming in. I will wait until it is announced, then you guys could know. All right, yes, and then believe me, what Mr. Hallgrimsson and others doing will come up to be very much in handy and needed. All right, yes, so let me leave it right there. Let me just give the guys them the credit that features yesterday. All right, so you have Justin Dunn, Tivoli Garden FC, Ricardo Thomas, Dumble Holding, Andre Fletcher, Waterhouse FC, Kemar Foster, Waterhouse FC, Marlon Martin, Arnett Garden, Kahim Dixon, Joel Cunningham, Fabian Reid, Jamon Shepherd, Kyle Ming, Adrian Reid, Richard King, which was one of the goal scorers, Shaniel Thomas, Christopher Ainsworth, Joshan Anglin, Garth Stewart, Sule Makala, Shaquan Davis, Romario Guthrie, Alex Marshall, Emilio, Stephen Young, Jason Wright, and Tyreek Wilson. All right, goal scorers was Garth Stewart and Richard King. All right, yes. Let me try and turn this up. All right, so this is Mr. Hallgrimsson.
But you need to take into account they have never played together as a team, so it will take some time.
Let me pull it back.
Those that have been back, are they learning yet? your style of play yet?
Yeah, I think
Concepts?
they are adjusting, but you need to take into account they have never played together as a team, so it will take some time. But I think they are at least trying, and yeah, we were happy with spells in the game. They showed they were listening and they were working the things that we've been talking about. So happy. It's also really good to see the mobile players and give them a chance to play a game in midweek, so their coach can see more players for his selection. So hopefully it's good for both.
All right, so pretty much, if it's gonna be on a satisfactory level, he said it's okay based on the situation at hand. Remember, this is not the same group of players. Yes, so he said he's satisfied due to the fact that he passed on some information and he saw it maybe materializing out there, maybe not at the level that he would have wanted, but just the same as to how fast everything came around. He's satisfied with it. So he's pretty much saying that with more time, maybe they are going to be doing better, but he's pleased with what he saw so far. All right, yes.
Yeah, coach, it's a performance, another clean sheet. Very united, humble, I know, Mobe. Your thoughts these 3 games so far with the domestic players?
Well, nobody is looking at the scoreline. That's for me irrelevant. It's just to have a game, because you can see much more in a live game than on a training. So in that sense, it's good to have runouts like these. The players can show how they work together in a structure and in a team, etc. And in a way, it's good not to concede. But in this game, we could have conceded because Mobe had some chances. So yeah, the scoreline is absolutely irrelevant in this. It's just good to see the players play.
All right, scoreline is irrelevant. It's good to see the players in a different situation. So not just the training where I'm just giving an instruction and you're working through it with the other players, but also see them in a competitive light and see if you can put what we give you, just as what I've said, so, to use. And he's not, as what I've said before, he kind of tied it to, they are new, so I'm pleased with it, but maybe the standard that what I want generally is not there as yet. That's why he alluded towards the chances that Moby had at the time. All right, but he's still okay with what he saw. All right, and the scoreline is irrelevant. All right, I love the fact that he's using those words, irrelevant to scorelines and those stuffs in these games, because I swore that was the same thing. My approach towards all of these games, these friendlies, that the scorelines were irrelevant once you can get the players up to the standards pretty fast. All right, so let me go through the comment section, then we can finish off that. All right, Jam up, big up yourself, thanks for being here. Jason Guna, big up yourself. Jack Drummond says, hey JD, just finished watching your coverage of the African competition. Thank you very much, man. Keep on supporting Africans as well. Smash the like button over there, the subscription and everything. Alex Marshall, yes, Alex Marshall is on the list. Up Tycoon, thanks for being here. Ted Dexter says, greetings to JD and the chat. Massive respect. Would this game versus Trini, Flemings and Speedy can be involved? It's possible. They are eligible to play for Jamaica and available, so it should be possible. Alex Marshall is still the best cam in the JPL right now. All right, fair enough. Thank you, Up and Running, for that info. All right, yes. So if he's on the list, he deserves to be on the list, Mr. Up and Running saying. Let me share this around so we can get everyone in it, because as you know, we don't sleep on YouTube, so we're trying to dumb down the minutes that we do spend. 2 hours max. Yesterday we did under an hour, and I thought that the stream was very, very good, informative, and everyone liked it and stuff. So we are trying to keep that same attitude going. All right, yes, so at least people turn up earlier when we start our streams, rather than being on YouTube 4, 5 hours, 6, 7, 10 hours and the information kind of get lost as to what you came here for. All right, yes. So that's what we are trying to do to please the people. The information that you guys requested and the way you guys wanted it. That's what we are trying to provide for you. Melas Reid in the building. Big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Hope all is well. Yes. So let me finish off that one, but let me share this first so people can come in. Do you agree with Mr. Hallgrimsson? In the meantime, let me know if you agree with what he's saying, because he's talking exactly what I expect. For instance, the importance is much more to get the things in people's brain. So education is the most important thing. All right, and seeing the education playing out in full effect outside. All right, like outside the training session. So I am pretty much happy with everything that I've heard from Mr. Hallgrimsson right there. Loving that he's sticking to his guns, because that's all you would like a person to do. Stick to their guns as to what they told you they are doing, and this man have pretty much done everything that he told us that he's going to be doing. All right, yes. So let me move on to finish Mr. Hallgrimsson, and then we can get in.
Together, how they work together as pairs or as a back four or whatever. So, games are different than trainings.
Did any of the MBU players, who were outstanding in your opinion?
Now, I saw a guy was asking about the number 29. I don't even know his name. He's really good, number 29. Clever player. I know he's young, 18. So we're also here just to see the opponents and who is good in their team.
Thanks, man.
All right, so he said they asked him if he saw other players that impressed him, and he said the number 21 for Mobie impressed him. Hopefully he's a Jamaican. Well, we will try and get the information for you when I'm done, and in my I will just request it from other people and get the information. All right, yes. So I will provide that in an next stream for you. All right, yeah, man. So that's good that he's looking. He continues to look. I like the way he's approaching things. Totally respect it. All right, yes, totally respect Mr. Hallgrimsson right there. All right, so we will stay on for further information as it relates to the local Reggae Boyz part. Let me move on to the overseas playing players. Not necessarily overseas born players, overseas playing players. All right, yes. So yesterday we had a few games that we wanted to talk about. All right, Andrew, I'm 55. Big up yourself. RR, big up yourself. Richard Stewart says the team has outgrown Flemings and Speedy. Well, we even if it does, we can't just say it flat out like that. We have to give everyone a chance, because it's called football. You never may know when someone's form or their education level will go up. So to pretty much saying that it outgrown someone is to say that they can't learn. You understand me? Because if you're basing it off education, and the education is always available, and it depends on how your attitude is in receiving it, that means you can't push away anyone based off the way how things goes. All right, so I wouldn't jump to say that it passes anyone. I would say that if they can do the right things, they're always welcome, because it's a Jamaica team and not necessarily specific Jamaicans in the team. All right, so we had yesterday, as what we said, a few games coming up that we wanted to chop up. All right, yes, so we're going to try our best to go through those games. All right, let me try and get it up for you. All right, so it was the 14. We deal with the 13 already. You guys know about the Champions League. Lazio defeated 10-player Bayern. PSG defeated Real Sociedad. Mbappe linked to Arsenal. It's in England, and all sorts of stories. All right, yes. So let me move on to the Championship. Some good results in the Championship. Huddersfield played Sunderland. Huddersfield took the win there, which is a big 3 points for them. Coventry played Plymouth, which was a very much important game for us because a lot of Jamaicans in it. All right, yes. Jack Drummond said, JD, can you give me any clarity as to why Ronaldo Cephas has not called? He was called. I thought it was some issues as to the distance where he was and the difficulty to get him out of that position. I don't know if it's maybe it was more costly or something, but they said it was complications to get him from where he was to here. All right, so that was the problem. It was not down to his talent why he was not listed in it. It was down to his position that he found himself in, which you know where he's playing. Sometimes you could have some challenges as well. So Coventry, let me pull up Coventry right here. As you saw, our boy Kasey Palmer in the team again. Joel Latibodier in defensive central. So we're gonna pull up our two players then, because those are the players that we're here to see. Kasey Palmer, and again with another stellar performance, 90 minutes played, which is good for his legs. You know that he's just coming back. 81 touches out of his 81 touches in an attacking midfielder area. He completed 48 out of 59, which is always good. 81%, very, very dangerous. 2 key passes created, tried 1 cross, not good enough. 1 of 4 long balls completed, 1 shot off target, and 2 of his shots blocked. So 3 shots in total. Dribbles attempted, 1 of 2 completed, 50% right there. Ground duels, 6 of 12 in his combative skills, very good. And I swore this guy have been better defensive based on pressing metrics and deeper line since he has actually played for Jamaica. Believe me, I don't know if it's by accident, but I can tell you he is better right now. 6 of 12, which is 50%. Aerial duel, he lost 5 out of the 6, so 1 out of 6 right there. Possession lost 19 times, committed 3 fouls and was fouled twice. So if you watch the game, it's a battle game, and he completed 3 tackles, not necessarily always on the defensive end, but also in front as well. So that is what impressed me about Kasey Palmer. All right, yes, dribble past once. Big up, Jamaican Guna, hope all is well. Who else can play the wing? Gray out, Michail out. A lot of other players can play the wing. Keyword, clever. That's how he described the player from Montego Bay. That is what lacking in our football. All right, thanks very much. So big up to Kasey Palmer, a next solid performance. Then we have our Latibodier in a defensive midfield role, which is good, because sometimes people they played him in that position, and the more games you get, just as how I've evaluated it, Mr. Samuels, the more education you get, it's the better you could be in a particular position. All right, yes. So that's what I would say with Mr. Latibodier. Keep on getting as much game time under your belt in these positions, because it's only going to help you. All right, 78 minutes played, and he had 62 touches. Out of the 62 touches, completed 38 of 46 passes, which is 83%. That is very good. Key pass, being a deeper line midfielder, still good enough, and he tried 4 long balls, completed 2 out of it, and 1 shot block. Right there, and he in his duels was a little bit different. 50%, 6 of 12, that's decent. Aerial 1 of 1, and last possession 11 times, and committed 3 fouls, which is, you know, yes, and was fouled once. Clearances 3, interception 1, tackles 5, and dribble pass 3. All right, so the fouls and the dribble pass could drop. You want to see better than that, but it is what it is. Nothing is perfect, yeah. So, but he's putting in his shift, staying busy, which you expect from Mr. Joel Latibodier. All right, yes. So you had Stoke City. We are looking to see if Daniel Johnson would get some game time due to the fact that he missed the penalty the last time. But I don't know if he's carrying a niggle or something. I don't know if he's carrying a niggle or something. All right, yes, but I never saw him on the listing, so that was my issue there. So I'm gonna check up on that to see how it's going with him. All right, they won 1-0, which is the next good 3 points for them, and then we have to go over to Mr. Omari Hutchinson. Omari Hutchinson and Ipswich fighting for a direct qualification spot, which is vital. It is vital, people. Very, very much vital. All right, yes, because that would save them a lot of money. All right, yes. Bless up, Triple E. Thanks for being here. Hope all is well for you and the family. All right, yes. So Mr. Omari Hutchinson, as what we said, Omari Hutchinson had a goal the last time after making a cameo, or not a cameo, but he was subbed on to get them level, and they spare themselves some embarrassment or dropping further down the table. So in the last 2 games, Omari Hutchinson pretty much saved them once and also set them on their way this time. As you saw right here, he was the first one to assist Broadhead. Broadhead was the guy that I was trying to remember. And as you saw, the second goal was a own goal for Wes Harding. Alright, so Wes Harding is in it, and let me get Omari Hutchinson up on the board. All right, so Omari Hutchinson and Wes Harding, so both of them Jamaicans, and you might just see Wes Harding in this squad. You might just see him in this squad. Alright, so we're going to deal with Omari Hutchinson first. Omari Hutchinson, 67 minutes played, 0 goals but 1 assist. So a goal and an assist in 2 games. So he's sticking by his task that he wants 20 goals contribution. Let me know if you think that he can hit it. He's closing on the halfway mark, so that is very, very good. Alright, he's closing on fast on the halfway mark because he's getting them each game. So let me know if you think that he can reach the 20 goals contribution. And if he does something like that, we got to say that this guy have overall taken back the crown of the best young player at youth under 21s level for Jamaica that can play for Jamaica, and also not just the best, but he's up there in Jamaica's overall player. All right, the best overall player that we can actually select. He would be top if he can get 20 goals contribution. That is running down Kasey Palmer and everyone. All right, a league that he just went straight into. Triple E, big up yourself. Jack Drummond said, JD, I don't know if you realize that Bailey coach said he improved after coming back from international duties. No, I don't know because I never checked. So if you had checked, you can just relay it to me, but I've never checked. Just as you say Kasey Palmer has improved. Yeah, but I have never checked. So Jack Drummond, you can't create something that I've never checked on. If you're letting me know, tell me. And then that's about it. I will read it for myself, and if I'm talking about the player, I will put it back in the conversation. All right, yes, I was only talking about Latibodier, so I only could have mentioned that about Latibodier. So anyways, Omari Hutchinson, 48 touches on the day, completed 22 of his 24 passes, 92%, which is very, very good. 1 key pass out of that time, which ended up being the assist. Ground duels, 2 out of 11, that is not good. All right, he needs to be a little bit more sharper. Dribbles attempted, 3, and none completed. That is not good as well. Aerial duel, he lost that 1 battle and last possession 12 times. Committed a foul and was fouled once. On his defensive side, had a tackle completed and 2 times dribble pass. So his defensive side that he was working on, as what I've said the other day, sometimes that's what he needs to complete. The fine balance between tracking back, being in the right position, and then spring the attack. And obviously he's still young, so he has a lot of things to work on, and I do believe he's going to work on it and he's going to be successful. All right, yes, but at this point it's a very, very good position he found himself in. He's getting goals contribution over and over, so that's all you ask for. And I have him as one of the best performing Chelsea player, period, regardless of where they're playing. He's one of their best performer throughout the entire year. All right, so that is a good thing to say, that you left a club on loan and then you're doing better than what you would have done in the team itself, you know. So that brings up his market value and keep on pushing him in different directions. So Hutchinson, very good player, and he continues. Guru said, hope Hallgrimsson never sees Hardin play yesterday. One of his worst game ever. It was a nightmare. All right, so Mr. Hallgrimsson. Mr. Hallgrimsson is a different type of personnel. I think he has enough experience to know that he doesn't judge people over one game. He doesn't judge people over one game. So I don't think he's going to be doing that judgy thing that you think. All right, I don't think so. He's going to watch the player, look at what he wants to do based on the players that he do have at his disposal. So he will go back, watch the other games. The reason why I've said that, the reason why I've said maybe him, because it's going to come down to him. Then you have to say Latibodier might be playing centre back, or you have to say I don't know what happened to Big Ek. I don't know if he's injured or something. I have to check that as well. Yeah, so. But it's going to come down to, we have to get some more defenders available. You get me? Yes. So all of those things are important. Well, Orlando, this has no Bailey conversation in it, Orlando. So I prefer not to talk about the player until I have something to talk about the player. So I'm talking about the other guys that actually played. So let me just stay on these guys and we'll be respectful to them, you know. I've spent 45 minutes on Leigh and Bailey and I don't really want to talk about it, my brother. Alright, so let me save it for next time when he does something and we can put it back in it. That's because we have to respect all the players them. So we are talking about Hardin and we are talking about Hutchinson at this point. They might be needed more than what you know, and it must be a reason why I'm saying that, and you will find out soon why I'm saying that. All right, yes. So where's Hardin? As you saw, team conceded 4. He played 45 minutes. Which you know that he is a player that was getting a lot of minutes. So the fact that he plays 45 minutes, it tells you exactly it goes. 4 clearances and own goal scored. Alright, duels, 1 of 1 in that time. Earl duel, lost both of them. Possession lost twice, was fouled once. 18 touches, completed 10 of his 12, 83%. And long ball, 1 of his 2, completed right there. So clearly, it was a tough game for him, and not everyone, but sometimes you have players that have a bad game. For the whole entire season, I thought he had 2 bad games like this. 2 bad games like this. And remember, he just came to the club. But the rest of the games were very much good. Very much good. If not, he's the best player in the entire park. Alright, so he's having a very good season. Maybe one of Jamaica's best defender, natural defender, that we can choose from based on form. Alright, yes. Any sensible coach know one game not the final outcome. Alright, is okay. We have to move again from that to the other players then. Alright. And what I'm gonna do then in the future, once you come in and trying to change the topic, all I'm doing, I'm gonna block you from the channel. Simple as that. Alright, because if you lead my show down to any problems, I'm gonna just remove you from my channel. Alright, yeah, because you're not being helpful. Seems like some people use one game to judge people. Who can we get to improve midfield? I think we have all of the players, for midfield. It's just because to be honest, when it comes on to midfield, I wouldn't say we have any problems now, because now we have Kasey Palmer added to the list, John Russell added to the list. All right, we have Anderson added to the list. We saw Covers coming through the other day. Alright, Hutchinson can play attacking midfielder added to the list. You have the Daniel Johnsons normally to the list. Kasey Palmer normally to the list. Yes, all of those things. Alright, yes. So I don't think we have so much problems defense midfield. I just believe that we just need to have a system and keep on working on the system and trust in the players. I honestly believe so. and pick the right players. That's all they need to do. Because we have a lot of players to choose from. Cams, we have CDMs, we have CM. All right, so we have all of those players, and we have right and left midfielders as well. I never saw a time that Jamaica had so much players to choose from. All right, yes. Know yourself, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. All right, yes. So that's how it is for all of these players so far. All right, yes, you have some other players coming up, but let me just stick on what I'm chopping up at this point. All right. All right, so that's very good, and then we can move on to the today's list. All right. And you have other guys playing all over the world, so we wanted to give you that. All right, yes. Some of our guys them should be getting game time, but at their clubs they are not getting the game time, so I can't even mention them. But you have a lot of guys. Andre Gray getting game time, and he's contributing. I don't say he's contributing at the highest level, but he's still contributing nonetheless. All right. Trevante still struggling for game time. That's why I said I don't even look at Salir Nitana so much. Once I see the lineup and I'm saying, all right, then I can use my energy to focus on the next game. You get me? And that's why I don't like when people come here trying to force me to talk about their everyday foolishness. You understand me? Because if I spend my time watching a game, I don't want to talk about something else that I know it's not more important than what I am actually talking about. You know? So you can just join the stream if you're that type of person that you just want to hear one person or one gang. You just join the stream when you see their names in the title. I'm trying to clean up the streams so they are much more worldwide friendly, you know, not just the in Jamaica box thing. You understand me? Yes. So let me go through it. Yeah. So Andre Gray would be out there as one that maybe could get called up again, because if you have so much problems, Andre Gray is still playing football. If we can say Demari Gray playing in the similar league, so why would you say that he's over the hill? You understand me? If you're gonna say he's over the hill, then Demari Gray playing in the same competition. And then we said he's the best thing, which I admit that he's one of the best thing we ever saw for Jamaica. That is true, but at the same time, a next man there, and we might not want to put him in there, but he's doing good enough. So I think Andre Gray could be a one that could get a shout out. He did well for Jamaica. Every opportunity he gets, he did well enough. He had some assists, some goals as well for Jamaica in crucial times. Yes. So we have to give him his credit. Bless up, Dwayne Thomas, my brother. Massive respect. And JD, what about Tyler Roberts? Do you think he can make the senior squad? At this point, I would say Mothersille and those guys are ahead of him. Based on what they are doing. So Mothersille ahead of him, Hutchinson ahead of him at this point. And Cadamarteri comes ahead of him because he's a forward naturally. So, but if you're going to stretch it and say that Dixon and those guys can make the national team, yes, he can still make the national team then. At least wherever the bench is and wherever they can make, he can make it as well. That's what I'm saying pretty much. Thank you, JD, for doing that. Moving for yes, man. I'm kind of sometimes it stresses me past the streams, so I want to just stay. You know, I want to stay on topic. So whatever goes tomorrow, and the people can listen about the streams, and I can turn it into a podcast, and it's way more coherent rather than the Jamaican dramatistic type of streams every day. You know, stress you to the different levels. And then we have our brother Brian Burke in the building. Massive respect, passing through from Hope. You and the family well. Yeah man. Thanks, Art of Love. Massive respect. Yeah man, we're great. Yeah, just a do thing. Just did a whole lot of things before I came on stream. Yes, so people, if you just came in, please do it, like button, share and subscribe. We have 100 people already here. If you get the likes to 100, it helps the visibility of the stream. So focus on hitting the like button, share and subscribe. And once you can get the channel to the level that it should be, then we can talk about much more freestyle things. All right? Yes. You can't let me kill my channel because you want freestyle and those type of things, and then don't grow my channel, and then you don't support it regardless. So what would be the benefits of me? It makes no sense. All right, Tycoon, big up yourself. JD Omari is a very intelligent player. Hope he gets with the program this window. Nations League, this squad going to be hard to pick. If he comes, I think he's already good to make the national team. I actually believe so. He's doing things that even others that are in the national team ain't doing. So I think he goes out on loan to prove himself, and proved himself that he's good enough to make the national team. I don't even think people have this conversation again, who he is, what type of talent he is. I think he made that known now that he's at least, at worst, a championship top level player. All right, at worst, because he's at the top and making points for people at the top. All right, if we want to win, East is a better choice than Gray. 3 years younger and always scoring consistently. In the Jamaica team or in his club? Let me know. And would you say the Costa Rican League is better than the Saudi League? Let me know. JD, Dante Gilbert has a game today versus U21s. Yes, I have heard that you texted me, I think, or someone texted me to say that Trinidad versus Jamaica in the U21s. I will try to watch it, and then if I decide to report on it, I will. Alright, because some of these conversations, I realize that if I waste my time to bring education to it, a lot of people don't really want to hear education. They want to just have the narratives when you have certain people you're talking about. Like, certain people just attract certain people. So, I am going to try to find ways how to improve those type of content, especially when I'm talking about the people that just bring one side of people. You know, so I'm gonna figure ways, but maybe this one is too close. I will skip out this one and reporting on it until I can get a middle ground to report on it, when I can get everybody get the streams better, you know, because a lot of people complaining to me about the streams as to the direction that they're going in and stuff. So I'm trying to improve the thing. All right, yeah, but I will still watch a game and write it down so I could put it in my docket, so when I'm talking on something in the future, I can add it to it. All right, but I might not cover it. I might not cover it at all. Yes, Boss Thomas, that's what I've said. I will be watching it, but not covering it, you know? Yes, not covering it. Trying to avoid a certain fan base of people, you know, because I don't think it offered anything towards my future and what I'm doing. Anyway, so we talked about Gray. So Gray would be back into the fray, not necessarily for direct selection, but I'm just saying maybe for a conversation piece, and that's about it. All right, yes. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the link for the Discord in the chat, and I will have the phone call soon. I will have the phone call soon. All right, I will have the phone call soon. So you guys can call in, and I'm going to organize the phone calling thing. Yes. All right, let me. And I'm going to just go to 2 hours, guys. I'm going to just go to 2 hours. You mean the hour, sorry, the hour alone. All right. I think Gray in that league not helping him game, but his game is great overall for Jamaica. All right. Then we have Bessas documentary. Massive respect, Bessas. All right, so that is the link, people. If you want to jump in the Discord, you can. I am not going to pass an hour, and I'm already on 38 minutes, so I only have 22 minutes. So if you want, you can come in, say your piece, and that's about it. All right, yes. I Vibes, how you doing, man? Hope all is well with you and the family. If you could only chose one Cadamarteri, Devante Cole, who would you pick to be the national league, to be in the national league? That is a good one. Who would I pick? Please, guys, let me know who would you pick, either Cadamarteri or Devante Cole. All right, so what we have to work with, because that's what you have to pull to the table. What we have to work with, we don't have Shamar Nicholson and we don't have Damari Gray. So we have Leigh Bailey, we have Bobby Reid as the out-and-out wingers. Then we might have Cephas. All right, fair enough. We might have Cephas. All right, so Liam Bailey, Bobby Reid, Cephas. Then we have Kasey Palmer. Kasey Palmer is back as an attacking midfielder. Daniel Johnson as another attacking midfielder right there. And on the striker side, we would have to have Romario Williams, which is not active, fully active at this point. Yeah, so that sets back something. We have Stuart that's not playing. Who plays different? I think Cadamarteri's game, which is strength and hold up, might be a little bit better than Devante Cole for me, based on how he plays. Because what you would have done, you would have tried to utilize the best options to get the job done. So for instance, who is the best to get the goals in that system? Would it be Liam Bailey, Bobby Reid, and Cephas, the wingers, or it would have been the striker in Devante Cole? I do believe that if Devante Cole comes in a system like that, how Jamaica plays, he wouldn't be a goal-scoring striker, like just a flat-out goal-scoring striker that you're looking for goals. I think he would have become a link-up player more than anything else, just like what Michail Antonio does, just like what Shamar Nicholson does. Alright, they would be more of a link-up, and true, I believe that the link-up from Cadamarteri is slightly better. Maybe I would have leaned towards him. He's younger, and so maybe where the experience comes in now, that's where you could start ask the questions, where the experience comes in. So he came here and trained before. He's in professional football a lot more. All right, so and he's not far. He's not worse than Cadamarteri, because I don't think he's worse than him. I just think they have different skill set. Alright, and that's why I've applied the skill set to who is there. And I think that I would want Liam Bailey and Bobby Reid or Cephas to be the outlets for me. So I was looking at a striker to the link up plays. So like a central forward role to link up plays. That's what I would want. And Bobby Reid could play the central forward role, so I could use Cadamarteri less and use Cephas and Liam Bailey wide. All right, and then we could have brought in Romario as well to play that central forward role. So it's tight, but for me, I would bring in the youngster. Yes, I would bring in the youngster. If it's just one spot, both of them. I would bring in Cadamarteri over Devante, to be honest. But if you say Devante, I have no problem, because I know that he was around the Jamaican team. He's scoring and doing well for his team. But I just don't see him as the player that can just single-handedly take over the striking role for me. I think he has to be a facilitator, because the options, the better finishing options, would actually be the wingers for me in Mr. Hallgrim's system, which is not playing through the middle, is more going over the top and then try to take it down to link up plays. And I don't think he's as strong that type of striker. All right, so we have Prince said Trevante Stewart struggling in Syria. Yeah, because you have a lot of players. Remember, it's not just one country players come from, Players come from all over the world, and they have different systems, different leagues and stuff. So that is just a reality check, to be honest. Float management, big up yourself. What are the substitutes we had in the last game against Canada? And let me pull it up right here for you. All right, let me get it right here for you. 1 second, guys. All right, so let me get the Canada one. All right, so this was the Canada one, the substitute that you want. All right, so these are the substitutes. We used Michail Antonio, Shon Bernard, and Tavan Gray. All right, because Greg Leigh came out injured. All right, so we only used three substitutions. We used in that game, because Michail Antonio came in, so Damian Lowe could push into midfield. All right, yes, so that's how it works. Shon Bernard came in for Liam Bailey, because of obviously it was coming down to 90 minutes, and if they had scored a next goal, they would have had that advantage, I think. Yes, because they won the game before. So they would have literally had an advantage because they would have scored more goals over the two legs. Tavan Gray as well. So was at the time that they made the substitutions, aside from Michael Hector, was to see out the game, which is the two defensive substitutions. Just joining. Will Antonio be back in time to come for Nations League? He will be back this week. End, I think. And with that said, that should be the 2 more days, 16, 17, 18. So 16, 17, 18 time frame. So that says you have 2 more weeks to reach in March. No, less than 2 more weeks, around 10 more days to reach in March. Then after that, you have a few more weeks. So he has like 4 solid weeks to get himself together. Is that good enough for him to be ready? Let's see. He's older, so sometimes that takes a little while to trickle down. All right. Yes. I would bring Cole. All right. Who would you replace? We are not replacing anyone. People is just not there. So they said if it's one spot. Yeah, Kevin Facey, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. What's up with Blair Turgott? I don't know, you know. He had an injury and he came back and did well. Thought his team did won a league or something like that. So I just believe that Blair Turgott just never got a fair shake. And based on the fact that Jamaica was changing in different directions. And you have to understand that people get picks based on how the coach coaches, you know. Remember, that is a thing, you know. Based on how the coach coaches, that's how people actually get picked. All right. Yes. So maybe Blair Turgott just never came across his mind. And several other coaches just never fancied the player. But I remember when he came into the Gold Cup, he was one of the best players in the Gold Cup. Yes, even better than some of our star players at the time. You know. So I don't think he did anything wrong for Jamaica. I thought he just got injured at the time, and that's about it. Trivante, they are a Serbia on loan, okay? Andre Gray is a very good out-and-out striker. He needs to get a recall. All right. O'Shane Richards, Drum and JD, let's note that after the game against the US, we have another game 3 days later. Whether we have progressed to the final, yes, but we know that. So because we had said that already, because someone brought it up so far. So you're gonna shorten yourself for the USA game, which is the game to make you qualify. Just because you want to make sure you have whoever left for the next one. It's a tough conversation, you know. It's a tough conversation, but. Let me know which one you would choose. Are you going to say you're going to stick with those players and go with a shortened squad against United States and hope for the best? That's what you're saying, and then try to use the third and fourth place game to make up your free friendly games. That's what you're going to do then, pretty much, because if you weaken your team just because you want to bring these guys that can't play in the first game. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Call 26 and includes Gray and Nicholson. Okay. Well, let's see. Maybe that's what they have to do. Call more than the number. Yes. Just to include them for the next game. And to be honest, Kevin, we have more injuries on the list. More big injuries on the list. You just don't know about them as yet, and most people don't know about them as yet. So we are going to have to call a lot of people. This squad might not be the squad that you expected, and not because of what I would say, and not because of the players them not wanting to come, but injuries, you know. Because Michail Antonio, we have to watch him, because remember, he slipped in training and that held him back for 3 weeks. So we have to still see if he doesn't slip in a next training session, because that would have kept him out of the entire tournament. We have Ethan Pinnock. Ethan Pinnock had a big knock. Results and scans might come out soon, so you have to wait on Brentford. But if you ask me, he might be out. He might be out. Yeah, because even though he stayed on the pitch, what I was reading, and like persons in our own, the beat writers, they're saying it might not be as good as what they first expected. So let we wait until the information comes out. Then we see. So maybe Ethan Pinnock might be out as well. And if he's out, he's going to be out of the Gold Cup, the Nations League. So Ethan Pinnock position might be up for grab right there. And that's a big one to replace. All right. So now, if we're gonna talk about Ethan Pinnock, we're gonna talk about Ethan Pinnock, not a good enough Antonio. Then we have Shamar Nicholson. Then we have Damara Gray. So that is 4 of our main players out. You know, that would have been 4 of our main players out. That would be tough, people. All right. Very, very tough. All right, yes, so we have to just keep on watching it and hope all the players continue to play, because we might have to rely on them. Salernitana going to be relegated. Yes, I think so, more likely. Call 26, yes, that's true still, but it's best we call 26. Yeah, but maybe the whole heap of injuries, you never may know. Let Antonio recover fully. Need them for World Cup qualifiers. Okay, so you would left for Antonio if we are getting so much injuries. No, it's going to be one set of players that we have to rely on heavily. All right, I don't feel Antonio is going to get ready, so West Ham won't send him. Okay, fair enough. Liam Moore should be fit for the games, but Liam Moore have not represented Jamaica for a long time. Would you just jump to throw him in the Jamaica team when you have other players doing well? That's a question to ask. That's the question that I would ask you. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. All right. So I think, guys, it's going to be very, very tough coming up against the United States, because I have a feeling that we're not going to have all of the players. You know, we're going to have players out, you know, and we have to replace some of those players, you know. Yes, and they are key players in a team. So either some players will step up, because that's all. Lembekisa stepped up. We had Javian Brown not playing good in the Mexico game. They put on Lembekisa, and Lembekisa did a super job over there. So and Chucky Lozano. So with that said, you might see some other guys jump up and make themselves counted, you know. Yeah, but I strongly believe that you will have some injuries, you know, and some injuries aside from the suspensions. So we have to just have a good squad, and that's why I said I respect what the coach doing, because what the coach is doing is to open his pool as big as possible. So who doesn't have a paperwork problem are already committed to Jamaica, they can improve on all of those sides. So those are the things that I'm looking at. All right, Mr. United. Okay, big up yourself, Mr. United. Hope all is well. It's FIFA date. West Ham can't stop him. No, but if he has any injuries or he's not fully fit, they can stop him from coming. Mr. Lansley, I had opened the stream, you know, but you never came in, so I am. You know, I'm hesitant because I've already close to my 1 hour period, which I wanted to complete. You know, yes. You know, yes, so yeah, we should leave Antonio to fully recover. Okay, so you think that what say you guys? Should we? Alright, let me put it there so Mr. Lanzi can come back in. So this is the link, Mr. Lanzi. You can click it and come back in the Discord. I will open it back next time. It's a Talk 23. It's a Talk 23. You can come in that one. Alright, yes. So what say you? What would you do if we have Ethan Pinnock out? If we have Ethan Pinnock out, we have Shamar Nicholson out, Damara Gray out for that game. What would be your approach? That is the conversation that we should be having. And remember, we still have injury-prone players like Kasey Palmer in the team. All right. So if Kasey Palmer out, it's one more player that I think is a top player for Jamaica. Maybe he did not play enough for Jamaica to show it, but he's a top player. Maybe the most naturally gifted attacking midfielder Jamaica has. All right, we need Antonio, no Shamar. I'll take 80% of Antonio. All right. Pastor, let me know if you're coming in so you don't waste my time. All right, let me know before 7 minutes. All right. I would leave Antonio if he's not 100% and bring in the youths. Alright, so which you two would bring in? Know yourself. Make it fast. Amari'i and Greg Leigh play on the left side and link at the back line. Okay, or maybe put Greg Leigh in midfield as well, because Greg Leigh can play midfield, and then now you would have a position for Bobby Reid to play up front a little bit more and have more legs. You know, we'd have to chop and change people. That's what we are seeing. We would have to chop and change if we are going to have so much big players out. All right, Cadamarteri and Cole you would have brought in. All right, fair enough. And then you could have brought in those guys for the next leg, regardless of the result. All right, fair enough, big boss, fair enough. All right, so yeah, but look out for it, guys. Thursday, today. Yes, so thanks yet again for all the persons that came in. Smash the like button on your way out. I will just close it off right here because I asked Pastor to comment, but he never responded, so I have no time to waste. Alright, so take care of yourself, guys. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.